Good day, my friends. Today I want to talk about a topic that many of us might not think too much about, yet it affects the very core of our lives, a man with no friends. What does it mean to have no friends, to feel alone? To walk through life without someone by your side to share your joys, your struggles, your victories, and your losses? Being your own best friend is one of the most transformative practices you can embrace. In a world where we often seek validation from others, the most important relationship you can cultivate is the one you have with yourself. When you become your own best friend, you begin to realize that you don't need to seek approval or external validation to feel worthy or loved. The love, care, and support you're searching for outside are already within you, waiting to be tapped into. It's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism, especially in a world that constantly tells us we are not enough, not perfect, or not successful enough. This mindset creates a cycle of negative self-talk, doubt, and insecurity, which can prevent you from moving forward in life. However, when you start treating yourself as your own best friend, things begin to shift. You begin to replace judgment with compassion and self-doubt with confidence. You start to see yourself in a different light, one that is more nurturing, loving, and understanding. One of the first steps in becoming your own best friend is learning to stop being your own harshest critic. We often think that by criticizing ourselves, we'll push ourselves to do better, but in reality, constant negative self-talk only drains our energy and lowers our self-esteem. Imagine if your best friend spoke to you the way you speak to yourself. Would you stay friends with someone who constantly put you down, belittled your efforts, and made you feel like you weren't good enough? Of course not. So why should you tolerate that voice inside your head? Start by replacing those critical thoughts with words of kindness and encouragement. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, or I always mess things up, try saying, I'm doing the best I can and that's enough, or I am learning and growing. This shift in mindset may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's a vital part of becoming your own best friend. You are worthy of your own love and support just as much as anyone else. Another important aspect of being your own best friend is self-compassion. Life is full of ups and downs, and it's easy to feel like a failure when things don't go as planned. We all face setbacks, mistakes, and challenges, but the key is not to dwell on them or allow them to define us. When you treat yourself as your own best friend, you allow yourself to be human. You forgive yourself when you make mistakes and understand that failure is not the end, it's a learning experience. Your best friend wouldn't abandon you when you fall short. They'd offer a kind word, a shoulder to lean on, and encouragement to try again. You should do the same for yourself. Self-care is another critical component of being your own best friend. Just as a good friend would encourage you to take care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being, you must also prioritize these aspects in your own life. Taking time for yourself is not selfish, it's necessary for maintaining balance and health. Whether it's taking a walk in nature, reading a good book, meditating, or simply getting enough sleep, these acts of self-care are essential to being your own best friend. When you show up for yourself in this way, you send the message that you are worth taking care of. Part of being your own best friend also means respecting yourself and setting healthy boundaries. It's easy to get caught up in the needs and wants of others, sometimes at the expense of your own well-being. But a good friend knows when to say no, and so should you. Setting boundaries is a way of showing yourself that you matter. It's about knowing your limits and not overextending yourself for the sake of others. By respecting your time, energy, and space, you ensure that you have the emotional resources to show up for yourself and others in a healthy, balanced way. Lastly, being your own best friend means celebrating your victories, no matter how small they may seem. We often focus on the things we haven't accomplished yet or the mistakes we've made, but we must also recognize the progress we've made along the way. Your best friend would cheer you on, celebrate your wins, and lift you up when you succeed. You deserve that same level of appreciation and recognition. Take the time to acknowledge your achievements, whether it's finishing a project, learning a new skill, or simply getting through a difficult day. Every step forward is worth celebrating. Being your own best friend is not about being perfect. It's about accepting yourself, flaws and all, and treating yourself with the same kindness, love, and respect that you would show to your closest friend. When you learn to be your own best friend, you become empowered to live a life full of self-acceptance, joy, and inner peace. You begin to realize that you are enough just as you are. And when you know that you are enough, the world will reflect that belief back to you in the form of healthier relationships, greater opportunities, and a more fulfilling life. Letting go of the need for perfection is one of the most freeing and transformative decisions you can make in your life. Many of us grow up believing that perfection is something to strive for, whether it's the way we look, the way we perform, or the way we interact with others. Society often reinforces this idea, presenting images of flawless success and happiness. But the truth is that perfection is an illusion, something we chase but never fully attain. When we free ourselves from the pressure of perfection, we open the door to authentic living, personal growth, and true happiness. Perfectionism often arises from deep-seated fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. We believe that if we can just do things perfectly, then we will be accepted, valued, and loved. But this belief is built on a false foundation. No one is perfect, and the pursuit of perfection only creates stress, anxiety, and self-doubt. The real beauty of life lies in its imperfections. It is in the mistakes, the challenges, and the growth that we find our true selves. When we let go of perfection, we stop measuring our worth against an unrealistic standard. We stop comparing ourselves to others and realize that our value comes from who we are, not from what we achieve or how we appear. We stop chasing an ideal and begin to appreciate our unique journey with all its ups and downs. This shift in perspective allows us to experience life more fully and authentically. The need for perfection often holds us back from taking risks and trying new things. We fear failure because we equate it with inadequacy. But failure is not something to fear, it is a stepping stone to success. Each mistake we make teaches us something valuable, and each challenge we face helps us grow stronger. When we let go of perfection, we give ourselves permission to fail. We allow ourselves to learn, to grow, and to improve without the weight of self-judgment hanging over us. In relationships, the need for perfection can create unnecessary pressure. We may feel that we need to be the perfect friend, partner, or parent, always saying the right things and doing the right things. But the truth is, relationships are built on connection, vulnerability, and authenticity, not perfection. When we stop pretending to be something we're not, we create space for deeper, more meaningful relationships. People appreciate honesty and authenticity far more than they do perfection. By embracing our imperfections, we allow others to do the same, fostering connection and trust. The pursuit of perfection can also rob us of joy. We spend so much time striving for the ideal that we forget to appreciate the present moment. Life is happening right now in all its imperfect beauty. When we let go of perfection, we start to see the world as it truly is, filled with moments of laughter, love, and learning. We stop waiting for the perfect moment to take action and realize that every moment is perfect in its own way. Life is a journey, not a destination, and there is no perfect endpoint, only growth, change, and experience. Letting go of the need for perfection also involves forgiving ourselves. We are all human, and we all make mistakes. But instead of berating ourselves for not measuring up to an ideal, we can show ourselves compassion and kindness. We can learn to embrace our imperfections as part of what makes us unique and beautiful. When we accept ourselves as we are, we stop waiting for some future version of ourselves to be worthy of love, success, and happiness. We recognize that we are worthy right now, just as we are. Perfectionism can also prevent us from living in the present. When we're constantly striving for an unattainable standard, we become obsessed with the future and never fully experience the here and now. We may miss out on the simple joys of life: an afternoon with friends, a moment of quiet reflection, or a burst of creativity. By releasing the need for perfection, we free ourselves to live in the moment and appreciate life for what it is, not what we think it should be. In the end, the need for perfection is an illusion that keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, fear, and frustration. Letting go of this need allows us to embrace our true selves with all our strengths and flaws, and to live a life that is authentic and fulfilling. It is through our imperfections that we find our greatest growth, our deepest connections, and our most profound joy. So take a deep breath, let go of the pressure to be perfect, and give yourself permission to just be. You are enough just as you are. And in that acceptance, you will find freedom, peace, and the ability to truly enjoy life. Healing old wounds is one of the most powerful acts of self-love and growth that you can undertake. We all carry emotional scars from past experiences, whether from childhood, relationships, or situations that have left us feeling hurt, betrayed, or misunderstood. These wounds, if left unhealed, can continue to influence our present lives, shaping how we see ourselves, how we interact with others, and how we experience the world. But healing is not only possible, it's essential for creating a life filled with peace, love, and personal power. The first step in healing old wounds is acknowledging them. Many of us try to bury our pain, pushing it down deep inside, thinking that if we ignore it long enough, it will go away. But the truth is that unaddressed emotional wounds never truly disappear. They remain lodged in our hearts and minds, subtly influencing our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Acknowledging your wounds is not about reliving the past or rehashing old stories. It's about recognizing the hurt, validating your feelings, and giving yourself permission to heal. It's okay to say, yes, that hurt. Yes, that experience was painful. And I am ready to heal from it. Once you've acknowledged the wound, it's important to let go of any shame or guilt that may be attached to it. Often, when we experience pain or trauma, we internalize the belief that something was wrong with us or that we somehow deserve the hurt. This can lead to feelings of unworthiness and self-blame. It's vital to understand that the pain you experienced is not a reflection of your worth. The actions of others do not define who you are. Healing begins when you release any negative beliefs about yourself that may have formed because of that pain. You are worthy of love, peace, and happiness no matter what you have been through. Forgiveness is another crucial element in the healing process. This is often the most difficult part of healing, especially when we've been hurt by others in deeply painful ways. We may feel that by forgiving, we are somehow excusing their actions or letting them off the hook. But forgiveness is not about the other person, it's about you. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional weight of anger, resentment, and hurt. When you hold on to these negative emotions, you are allowing the past to control your present and your future. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. It does not mean that what happened was okay, but it means that you are choosing to release its hold over you. As you heal, it's essential to practice self-compassion. The journey of healing is not linear, and there will be times when the pain resurfaces. Instead of judging yourself for feeling vulnerable or raw, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Give yourself the space to feel, to cry, to grieve. Healing is a process that takes time. And it's important to be patient with yourself. It's okay to have setbacks. What matters is that you continue to show up for yourself with love and care, just as a good friend would. Remember that healing is not about being fixed or perfect. It's about learning to accept yourself, wounds and all, and embracing the process of becoming whole again. Another powerful aspect of healing old wounds is learning to rewrite your story. When we experience pain, we often tell ourselves a narrative that keeps us stuck in the past. We may see ourselves as victims, define ourselves by the hurt, or believe that we will never be able to move beyond the trauma. However, healing involves shifting that narrative. It's about taking your pain and transforming it into a source of strength, resilience, and wisdom. You have the power to redefine your story and choose how you want to move forward. You are not defined by your past, but by how you rise from it. Healing is about reclaiming your power and your voice, and stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be. In this process, seeking support from others can be incredibly healing. Whether it's through therapy, support groups, close friends, or family, it's important to surround yourself with people who understand and support your journey. Isolation can prolong the healing process, but when you share your pain with others, you allow space for compassion, understanding, and connection. Healing is not a solitary journey. It is one that is enriched when shared with others who can hold space for your growth and healing. Lastly, healing old wounds requires an ongoing commitment to self-love and self-care. As you move through the healing process, it's essential to prioritize your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Engage in practices that nourish your soul, whether that's through meditation, exercise, journaling, spending time in nature, or pursuing creative outlets. Taking care of yourself is a powerful way to reinforce the healing process and ensure that you continue to grow, evolve, and thrive. Healing old wounds is not easy, but it is one of the most rewarding and empowering things you can do for yourself. It requires courage, patience, and a deep willingness to face the pain and transform it into something beautiful. By acknowledging your wounds, forgiving yourself and others, and practicing self-compassion, you free yourself from the past and create space for new possibilities. You reclaim your power, your peace, and your joy. And in the process, you discover the strength that resides within you to heal, to grow, and to live a life that is free from the chains of old pain. Being open to new opportunities is a mindset that can transform your life in profound ways. It's the ability to embrace change, explore new paths, and take risks without being hindered by fear or doubt. Life is constantly evolving, and the world is full of possibilities waiting for us to step into. However, too often we get caught up in our routines, comfort zones, and the safety of the familiar. We may hold on to old beliefs or past experiences that limit our potential. But when we open ourselves to new opportunities, we unlock the door to growth, adventure, and a future full of endless possibilities. The first step in being open to new opportunities is cultivating a mindset of curiosity. Curiosity is the spark that drives us to explore the unknown. It's the willingness to ask questions, seek new experiences, and discover what lies beyond our current understanding. When we approach life with curiosity, we stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start viewing them as opportunities for growth. This shift in perspective allows us to embrace change rather than resist it. It empowers us to step outside of our comfort zones and try new things, knowing that even if we fail, we will learn valuable lessons along the way. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to being open to new opportunities. It can keep us stuck in our current situation, afraid to move forward because of the unknown. But fear is often rooted in limiting beliefs and false assumptions. We may fear failure, rejection, or making mistakes, but these are all natural parts of the process of growth. In fact, failure is often the greatest teacher we have. It shows us where we need to improve, encourages resilience, and pushes us to find new solutions. Being open to new opportunities means acknowledging our fears, but not letting them dictate our actions. It's about choosing courage over comfort and taking the leap even when we don't know exactly where it will lead. To be open to new opportunities, it's also important to let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism often keeps us stuck in the planning phase, waiting for the perfect moment to act. But the truth is, there is no perfect time, no perfect opportunity, and no perfect outcome. Life is messy, unpredictable, and full of surprises. If we wait for everything to align perfectly before we take action, we will never move forward. Being open to new opportunities requires a willingness to start, even if things aren't ideal. It's about trusting that as we take the first step, the path will unfold in ways we never imagined. Another important aspect of being open to new opportunities is the ability to let go of old expectations and attachments. We often hold on to outdated goals, past successes, or relationships that no longer serve us. These attachments can cloud our judgment and prevent us from seeing the new possibilities that are right in front of us. Sometimes we need to release the past in order to make room for the future. Letting go of old expectations allows us to approach new opportunities with a fresh perspective, free from the weight of the past. It's about being willing to adapt, change, and embrace what life has to offer without clinging to what we thought we wanted. In addition to letting go, being open to new opportunities requires us to trust ourselves. We often doubt our abilities, second-guess our decisions, or worry about what others might think. But trust is the foundation of success. When we trust ourselves, we can take action with confidence, knowing that we have the strength, wisdom, and resilience to navigate whatever comes our way. Trusting ourselves also means believing that we are capable of handling whatever challenges arise. It means having faith that we have the tools within us to succeed, even if we don't have all the answers right away. Being open to new opportunities also involves embracing uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how much we plan, there will always be elements beyond our control. The fear of the unknown can be paralyzing, but it's also where the magic happens. When we step into the unknown, we open ourselves to new experiences, new people, and new lessons. Uncertainty is the birthplace of growth, innovation, and transformation. It's through embracing uncertainty that we discover our true potential and find opportunities we never thought possible. One of the best ways to be open to new opportunities is to surround yourself with people who inspire and encourage you. The people we spend time with have a significant influence on our mindset and actions. When we surround ourselves with individuals who are positive, supportive, and open-minded, we are more likely to embrace new opportunities ourselves. These people challenge us to think bigger, push past our limitations, and take risks. They remind us that the world is full of possibilities and there is always room for growth and change. So seek out relationships that uplift and inspire you, and be open to learning from the experiences of others. Finally, being open to new opportunities means cultivating a sense of gratitude. When we are grateful for what we have, we begin to see the abundance in our lives rather than focusing on what is lacking. Gratitude shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance and helps us recognize the opportunities that are already present in our lives. It opens our hearts to the beauty of the present moment and encourages us to embrace what lies ahead. Being open to new opportunities is a choice, a mindset that we can cultivate with intention. It requires us to embrace curiosity, face our fears, let go of perfectionism, trust ourselves, and welcome uncertainty. It means being willing to let go of the past, surround ourselves with supportive people, and practice gratitude. When we make the decision to be open to new opportunities, we create the space for growth, transformation, and a life that is rich with possibility. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and embrace the endless opportunities that await you. The world is waiting for you to step into it. There are times in life when we may feel isolated, disconnected, or even abandoned. The weight of loneliness can feel overwhelming, especially when we face challenges that seem impossible to overcome on our own. But the truth is, we are never truly alone. Even in our darkest moments, the feeling of isolation is a part of the human experience, but it doesn't define who we are or how we navigate through life. We are constantly surrounded by support, guidance, and love, even if it may not always be visible or obvious. To understand that we are never truly alone, we first need to recognize the power of our connection to ourselves. Often when we experience loneliness, we focus on the absence of others, believing that we need someone outside of ourselves to feel complete. But the most important relationship we have is the one we share with ourselves. When we take the time to nurture our inner world, to listen to our own thoughts and feelings, and to treat ourselves with kindness and compassion, we begin to realize that we are whole on our own. The love and strength we seek externally is already within us, waiting to be tapped into. By turning inward, we find that we are always accompanied by our inner wisdom, intuition, and self-love. Another powerful reminder that we are never alone is the understanding that we are part of a greater whole. We are interconnected with everything around us, nature, the universe, and all living beings. Even when we cannot physically see others, the energy of connection is present. The vastness of the universe and the intricate web of life that exists is proof that we are never truly alone. The stars in the sky, the trees in the forest, the oceans that stretch across the earth, these are all reminders that there is something much larger than ourselves at play. We are a part of this grand design, and the energy of connection flows through us, binding us to everything and everyone. Our connections to others are another testament to the fact that we are never alone. At times we may feel that no one understands us or that we have been left behind, but it's important to remember that we are always surrounded by people who care. Even if they are not physically present, their love, support, and thoughts are with us. We may not always be able to see or feel these connections, but they exist in ways that transcend time and space. The bonds we share with our family, friends, and even acquaintances create an invisible support system that can provide comfort when we need it most. Moreover, we are never truly alone because we are never without help from the universe. Life has a way of sending us the right people, experiences, and opportunities at just the right time. It might not always happen in the way we expect, but if we remain open and aware, we'll see that we are often guided in ways that we cannot always explain. The universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in, has a way of sending us the guidance, love, and strength we need, even when we feel lost or disconnected. There is a deep knowing that we are supported by something much greater than ourselves, and this support can show up in the most unexpected and miraculous ways. Additionally, we are never truly alone when we remember the importance of community. While it's true that we may not always have physical people around us, there are countless communities that we can connect with, whether in person or online. In today's world, technology allows us to reach out to others with ease, whether through social media, virtual gatherings, or online support groups. These connections can provide a sense of belonging and remind us that we are part of a larger community of people who share our interests, struggles, and aspirations. By reaching out to these communities, we can find the support and connection that we may feel is missing in our immediate environment. Our ancestors, traditions, and the wisdom passed down through generations also offer a sense of connection that transcends time and space. When we feel alone, we can tap into the legacy of those who came before us. The lessons, stories, and experiences of our ancestors live within us, shaping who we are and how we move through the world. We carry their strength, their resilience, and their love, even if we never met them in person. The knowledge that we are part of this long line of humanity can help us feel grounded, supported, and connected to something bigger than ourselves. Finally, we must remember that we are never truly alone because the capacity for love is always within us. Love is a powerful force that transcends distance, time, and circumstance. Even in moments when we feel physically isolated, we can tap into the love that resides within our hearts. Love connects us to the people we care about, and it can be a source of comfort and strength. The love we give and receive is never lost, and it continues to flow through us, whether or not we are physically near those we love. In the end, feeling alone is a natural part of the human experience, but it doesn't have to define us. By reconnecting with ourselves, recognizing our connection to the universe, leaning on the support of others, and embracing the power of love, we realize that we are never truly alone. The world is full of connections, both seen and unseen, and we are always supported, loved, and guided, even in our most solitary moments. Through this awareness, we can move through life with the knowing that we are part of something greater, and we are never walking this journey alone. Life often unfolds in ways that are beyond our control or understanding, and during these times it's easy to feel lost or uncertain. We may question our decisions, feel overwhelmed by challenges, or wonder why things aren't happening the way we planned. However, there is immense power in trusting the process of life. Trusting the process doesn't mean simply accepting whatever comes your way without effort or intention. It means surrendering to the flow of life, understanding that everything has its time and purpose, and allowing things to unfold naturally. It's about having faith that the universe, or whatever higher force you believe in, has a plan for you that's greater than what you can see in the moment. Trusting the process begins with understanding that life is a series of stages and transitions, and not every stage is meant to be comfortable or easy. Growth often requires discomfort. Just as a seed must break through the soil to emerge as a flower, we too must face struggles, challenges, and moments of uncertainty in order to grow. Trusting the process means embracing these moments, knowing that they are part of the larger picture. We don't always understand why things happen the way they do. But by trusting that each moment has meaning, we can begin to see how the pieces of our lives fit together. It's important to recognize that everything happens for a reason, even when we can't see that reason immediately. Life has a way of teaching us lessons in the most unexpected ways. Sometimes the things we perceive as setbacks or failures are in fact stepping stones that lead us to something greater. Trusting the process means accepting that some things are out of our hands, and that's okay. It means releasing the need to control every aspect of our lives and allowing things to happen as they are meant to. When we trust the process, we stop forcing outcomes and start allowing life to flow more naturally. Another key aspect of trusting the process is having patience. In a world that often demands instant gratification, patience can be one of the hardest virtues to practice. We want things to happen on our timeline, but the truth is that life doesn't always work according to our plans. Sometimes we need to wait for the right opportunity, the right moment, or the right person to enter our lives. Trusting the process requires us to let go of the need for immediate results and embrace the understanding that good things take time. Just as a tree takes years to grow strong and tall, our personal growth and success will unfold at their own pace, and that's perfectly okay. Patience also means trusting that we are exactly where we need to be at any given moment, even when we feel stuck, frustrated, or impatient with our current situation. We can trust that the timing of our lives is perfect. Each step we take, no matter how small, is part of the larger journey. Trusting the process means understanding that every experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to our personal development. When we embrace each phase of life as part of the process, we stop resisting the present and start living more fully in the now. Another important aspect of trusting the process is being willing to let go of control. We often have a picture in our minds of how we want things to turn out, but life rarely follows a straight path. When we let go of rigid expectations and the need to control every outcome, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. Life is full of surprises, and sometimes the most unexpected detours lead us to places we never imagined. Trusting the process means releasing the need to micromanage our lives and being open to the unexpected. It means having the faith that things are working out even when they don't look the way we envisioned. The journey of life is not a race, it is a process that takes time, effort, and patience. Trusting that the process is unfolding as it should allows us to let go of the fear of not being good enough or not achieving things on our timeline. It helps us see that every experience, whether it feels like a success or a failure, is part of our growth and development. Life is not about rushing from one goal to the next, but rather about experiencing each moment fully and trusting that everything will fall into place when the time is right. Finally, trusting the process requires us to believe in ourselves. We often question our abilities or doubt whether we are on the right path, especially when things aren't going the way we expected. But trust in the process is also trust in our own ability to navigate whatever comes our way. We are resilient, capable, and equipped with the tools we need to handle life's challenges. When we trust ourselves and our ability to adapt and grow, we can move forward with confidence, even in the face of uncertainty. Trusting the process means trusting that we are capable of handling whatever life throws at us, and that we have the strength to overcome obstacles and create the life we desire. In conclusion, trusting the process of life is a powerful way to navigate through the ups and downs that we all face. It's about embracing the journey, having faith in the timing of life, and releasing the need to control every aspect of our existence. When we trust the process, we allow ourselves to grow, learn, and evolve in ways we never imagined. We stop worrying about the outcome and start enjoying the process of becoming the best version of ourselves. Life may not always unfold the way we expect, but by trusting in the process, we can find peace in knowing that everything is working out exactly as it should.